of March, right before tax deadline. You already worked 70 hours this week and your inbox is full. You have 14 more tax returns waiting for review. And then the new client calls you. He made almost 900K last year on S-Corporation and just wants you to finish it quickly, just asking you, can you finish by 4 p.m. today? Situations like that, I think it rings a bell, right? And they say, my old CPA never had a problem with any of this, doing it quickly and just including whatever they want. And as CPA, those words should be terrifying to you when they say, oh, my old CPA didn't have problems with that. They just did it quickly. So why did they leave their old CPA, right? That's a real question. So today, let's analyze this like we have like a business case study, but for tax professionals. And by the end of this video, I want you to answer the question, would you sign this tax return? Let's dive in. Okay, so here are the facts. Our client owns, for example, let's do marketing agency because sometimes they're a little bit shady. Revenue about 1.4 million and the net profit 870K, almost 900K. It is taxed as an S-Corporation. So seems fine so far, right? Except marketing agency, but I mean, it's fine. Marketing agencies are totally fine. But then there's a red flags start showing up. First, he paid himself only $24,000 salary for entire year. And remember, he made net almost 900K, but paid himself 24K, very small. So meanwhile, his travel expenses are 100,000. Let's say it's 100,000. You're like, oh my gosh, paid himself 24K, made 900K, and spent 100K for luxury vacations. Looks luxury to me. He has meals on profit and loss for 31,000 and the vehicle expenses for G-Wagon. And he's like, can you expense 100% of the G-Wagon? And also I can see the line business retreats in Miami and Tulum in Mexico and almost no documentation. And that's my favorite part. He says, everything is business related because I network everywhere I go. Let's pause the business case study now and just take a look at another side. So you're a CPA, let's imagine your cat, me, CPA, and you already know where this is going, right? You had those clients before. And if you're not, let me explain you why this becomes a huge issue later. Let's start with the S-Corporation rules. One of the biggest IRS audit triggers for S-Corporation is unreasonable compensation. Compensation is one of the most important lines on the tax return for S-Corporation. So it means that owners that try to avoid payroll taxes by paying themselves small tiny salary and taking the rest of distributions, it just becomes very dangerous and illegal in many ways. So remember, the client made almost 900K, almost $1 million, and pays himself only 24,000. That's probably not going to look reasonable to IRS, especially if he's actively running a business full time, right? So that's problem number one. And this is where things getting dangerous because a lot of business owner thinks, oh, I talk about the business there, it becomes a deduction. I went on this travel trip, right? But that's not how this works. The IRS cares about that expense to be ordinary and necessarily and documented, right? So that's documented also is extremely important. That part matters a lot. Because when I asked for documentation, the clients were sending me like screenshot, his partial credit card statement, Instagram pictures, just pictures, selfies with different business owners, and one spreadsheet literally titled, "Trust me a lot, this is expense." Here's what makes this difficult. As a CPAs, we operate in a strange space between helping clients on one hand, protecting ourselves, and following the tax law. right? So we're trying to manage all of it. And of course, managing business relationship. Because technically, the client signs tax return, but in reality, they can always bring the tax preparer back to the investigation if it was a fraud in some way. So our name is attached to it as well. And if the IRS audits the tax returns, the preparer can absolutely become part of the conversations, because we should ask right questions. This is our responsibility. That is why experienced CPA care much about documentation, make sure we save all the written communication with the client, and we always disclose on the tax return and with the client what we actually included or not and why, and of course our professional standards. Sometimes newer preparers thinks, well, that's what client wants, let me just do what they want, but that doesn't protect you. All right, so this is personally how I would handle this situation. First, I would slow the process down immediately. No rushing, not just file it, not just have it by 4 p.m. So slow it down, step number 1. Second, I would request documentation for every major questionable expense. Third, I would discuss reasonable compensation for S-Corp owner. I'll just discuss this is rule, this is not okay. I just want to tell you that there is a huge chance of audit, and next year definitely we'll have to fix this, and even this year this is not right. So I want to make sure that the client knows this is not ideal, and if they would like to sign the tax return with a lower compensation, that can be their choice, but I make sure I save that emails that I'm mentioning to the clients, the rules, the IRS rules and stuff like that. And if I'm taking over the tax return next year, I'll make sure to fix it. And honestly, if the client refuses to cooperate, I probably would not sign tax return and just say something nice. I recommend you to get second opinion on this if you don't feel comfortable. This is where I stand with this. And this is important for, when you're just starting out as a tax professional. Not every client is worth keeping. Sometimes the best business decision is to disengage, and the right clients will stay with you, appreciate you, you would feel good about your work, and also obviously there's ethical license issues and all that kind of stuff. Especially when the risk is high, it's usually to just let the client go, because it just might be just the way they are, right? And that creates a huge responsibility for you. So would you sign this tax return? Because honestly, that's what makes tax so interesting. It's not just forms and numbers, it's judgments, it's risk, business, ethics, strategy, all that kind of stuff. And that's exactly why I wanted to start these seasons. So I get you more what is actually happening behind the scene. So if you want more of those CPA case studies, business analysis and real world stories, let me know. Please subscribe to my channel, comment below, and I'll see you in the next case study.